Hello Lefty Wannabes and welcome to my channel Right Left Hand. It is day 350, let's get started. We are in the end of week 50, so we will continue writing the date, the day, the sentence, both upper and lowercase 2 times, the quote, both upper and lowercase 2 times, increasing numbers and symbols. And the sentence is, Quick fox jumps nightly above wizards. Again, we're writing that because it's a pangram containing all the letters of the alphabet, and we want to practice those letters in a variety of ways. And the quote is, Homer has taught all other poets the art of telling lies skillfully, by Aristotle. Let's go ahead and get started. As per usual, write the day over in the left-hand margin. Day 350. It is December 16th, 2017. And it is Saturday. And we'll go ahead and get started with our first sentence. So, again, this is the last day we'll be writing this sentence, so say your farewells or say your thank yous. Like, thank goodness we're done writing this particular sentence, or whatever. So, quick fox jumps nightly above wizards. And then, after this week, we only have 2 more weeks left. So we're almost done. It's kind of hard to believe. But we're almost there. Alright, now we'll write the sentence in all caps. And usually I write the first sentence very well, and then the rest of the day is not as good. So hopefully I can write the rest of today well as well, and not have to worry too much about the quality that follows. I think especially the all caps is a little bit harder to write well, so I'll just try and, write this normally, or as best I can. So this is coming along pretty quickly, after a week of writing this. It's not too hard, so that's the good part. And, it's kind of fun, so that's always a good aspect. And now that we're almost done with the second lowercase, we'll move on to the all caps, and then move on to the quote. And the quote is a little bit shorter today, so, hopefully that's a good thing. Who knows? I don't really get complaints about the length of the quote, so I'm sure either one is fine for everybody. Just sometimes when the quote's longer, makes the video a little bit longer. So we'll see how it goes. And also sometimes when I think the quote is longer, and it's really not much longer, or whatever. Sometimes it's not as long as I think, and sometimes it's a lot longer than I think, so it might be too early to say. But anyways, we'll move on to the quote, which is, Homer has taught all other poets the art of telling lies skillfully, by Aristotle. And I want to make sure I write this correctly the first time, so that I get it right the rest of the times. Yeah, so Homer has taught all other poets the art of telling lies skillfully. And I will probably have to move on to the next line. Yep. So I guess this isn't as short of a quote as I thought it was. So hopefully you're not upset about that, but sometimes it happens. Anyways, the reason I want to choose this is because, this topic is fairly common in today. Homer was the great poet who, he was blind, but he walked around telling his stories, like the Odyssey. And so I think what Aristotle here is saying that, these poets, these artists, the musicians, whoever tell these stories, that they embellish the truth and add to it in order to create a more entertaining story. And so the reason I thought this is kind of applicable to today is because movies are very popular, and YouTube videos, TV shows. So, in some sense, all these people are, followers of Homer, and as far that they have their own stories to tell, their own poems of sorts. And, they're not always true, but most people like to think that they do a good job of them. So, these big production companies like Warner Brothers, Disney, they have all these intricate stories. A lot of the times they're based on true events, but then they're converted to Hollywood versions of the story. So, founded in truth, but delivered in deception. So I think that's something to take into account when you're watching movies or TV shows that are based on true events. Try and read about the real events so that you're not tricked into thinking that that's exactly how things happened. And I think I'm going to go ahead and move this just so that everybody has a better view of my writing later. And as I finish this final quote. So yeah, with all the media that we have out today, I'm not talking about news, I'm talking about entertainment, because that's what that U kind of looks like a lowercase a very large lowercase a, but it's a U. Is entertaining. We have people who tell the stories for us, and we listen to them, and they're remembered for a few years. There's all these cult classics and stuff like that, and it's just like Homer, who told the story of the Odyssey and all these other stories that have been passed down. They last through generations, and sometimes they're distorted, sometimes they're pretty accurate. But the important part is they do it skillfully, and we, the people, listen because we want to be entertained. So, yeah, I thought that was, pretty good quote, and gives us more to practice because it was longer than I thought it was. All right, we'll move on to the numbers. We left off on 2,580 last time, so we'll go 2,581 all the way up to 2,600. I've got to take special care to write these last 2 decades of the 500s well, because sometimes I skimped a little bit and maybe didn't have the best fives out there, but Uh-oh. 2,585. I need to spend a little more time thinking about what I'm writing too, so I don't mess it up. Yeah. But anyways, just keep on writing this here. Looks like I'll, meet up where I normally do, which is at the very end. Write some good numbers down. I'll keep on writing here because I need to, and because these numbers are coming out, coming out fine. So I think that's encouragement, as we see that they're doing just fine. All right. The very tail end of writing these numbers, so just gotta be patient as I finish them. Finish it with 2,600. And now we'll move on to the symbols. Again, those are pretty simple. Just gotta finish those up real quick, and then we'll be on our way. And again, I was thinking that this quote is shorter, but ended up taking more time than I thought it did. But I do think I wrote today's, words and sentences and quotes better than I did yesterday. So I guess there's improvement. All right, there you have it, day 350. Thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow and every day to practice with me. Alrighty, goodbye.